Today, we're here to talk about why you need ancestral healing. And you may think, I don't need this. I'm healed. I'm perfect. I'm happy. I have a successful career. I'm making money. I'm healthy. Ancestors, they're dead and gone. What can they do for me? If it weren't for your ancestors, you wouldn't be here. Our ancestors, thousands, millions of them, their blood, their genes, their energy flows through us. And we need that connection. We're suffering now on this planet, and particularly in this country. Our own young people, our children, our teenagers are lost. Too many are lost, confused, suffering, depressed, don't know what to do, don't understand life, see things as bleak. These 18-year-old young men who committed murders, they needed their ancestors. Every person who commits suicide needs their ancestor. And even you, who may be comfortable and successful and may be an entrepreneur, or you may be retired, or you may be a teacher, you may be whatever you are. Any lack you may feel in your life, any stress, any lack of confidence is maybe because you have not connected with your ancestors. Now, I've told this story before and we'll probably tell it again. I was happy. I was on my way to be a successful entrepreneur, taking classes, learning about work, and even learning about ancestral healing. I thought I was okay, and I had done racial story healings. But it wasn't until I had an ancestral healing that had me crying through the whole experience. And I finally, the first time in my life, experienced my lineage of slavery, of bondage, of capture, of lack of control, of all of the terrible, terrible things that happen in my lineage for hundreds of years. But after that healing, I was healed. I was no longer held or bound by any stereotypes or any history around being a Black woman in the United States. And when the uprising of 2020 happened, I could feel the pain, but it was not leading to wanting revenge and violence or lack of compassion. Because I knew that we are all free. I knew that my ancestors were guiding and helping me. And I knew that if we turn to our ancestors, all of us, we can find the strength we need to overcome our prejudice, our egos, our selfishness, and our greed. Because the ancestors have learned, and they teach us that none of that matters. Because they know that we are here on this material plane simply to perfect our energetic nature. And you can believe in karma, you can believe in sin, you can believe whatever you want of how we end up here in this material plane. There is no way that this material existence is not a challenge. Because everything that is material has a beginning and has an end. And that includes us. It includes the people we love. It includes our jobs. It includes our money. It includes the things we invent. And sadly, it includes this earth. But what we have learned from our own science is that energy cannot be created or destroyed. Thus, if you are a Christian, energy is God. Because God cannot be created or destroyed, is what we are taught. And I was taught that as a Catholic. But when I was in 4th grade, it came to me and I wrote, I always was and always will be. And being a Catholic, little girl, I couldn't tell anybody that. I didn't want anyone saying I was a heretic. I did not think I was God. But that energy came to me in that moment. And I knew it to be true. Because of that, because of what circumstances was always my goal to help people. And so that energy, this eternal cosmic energy that some people call God, has always existed. And actually, it's the ancestors who took that energy and led people to create gods. The original divinities were always ancestors. And every religion on this earth is an ancestral religion. Because it was started by a person and their descendants. Whether biological or just religious or spiritual. Every religion, every spiritual practice is ancestral. And it's so important, and why you need ancestral healing is to know you're never alone. Your ancestors are watching you, waiting for you, and calling on you. You just have to listen. You just have to take a few seconds to pause in your day and call on your favorite ancestors, or call on those you don't need. No. And say, I need your help now. Or call on them and say, let me know more about who I am, where I come from, what I've inherited biologically, energetically, spiritually. We need our ancestors. When you connect with your ancestors, those who have ascended. Now, before we go on, let you know that just because someone has died does not mean that they have attained the conscious, energetic level and understanding and knowledge of being an ancestor. Now, I'm not an ancestor, so I can't say how long it takes. And in the energetic spheres, time is different than on the physical plane that we live in now. So, we have to trust our ancestors. We have to accept them. We have to get to know them. And how do you get to know your ancestors? Many ways. You can do the usual genealogical research. You can talk to your living elders. Or you can just sit in silence and call on them. You can look at old photographs, old writings, old videos. And you can use your imagination to call your ancestors to you. So, this has been a little rambling around about why you need your ancestors. And let's summarize. You need your ancestors to clear up any problems you may be having. You need your ancestors to know who you truly are. You need your ancestors to help create a more loving and compassionate and empathetic world. You need your ancestors for wisdom, courage, and purpose. And if you have found this of any benefit to yourself, please share it. Please subscribe. And please connect with your ancestors. And remember to smile, breathe deeply, and be grateful.